I caught another case on my way to school. I told you we was snatching jewelry and shit. So I was 16 then, on my way to school. A female walking my way, I see the jewelry. It's like that was always in my mind. Like anytime you see something, you get it if you got a chance to. So I snatched her jewelry and got up out of there. But it was a lot of heroes. So a lot of guys on the street who, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to be Superman. They flagging down the police and told the police which way I went and all of that. End up getting caught for that. Now they send me to the county jail. So I was in the county for that. They charged me with a robbery for that. And come to find out, the girl went to my school. I didn't even know. I just seen the jewelry and wanted to have it. You know what I'm saying? They used to call, it's funny, they used to call me Billy Steele at the pawn shop. Instead, my name was Billy Deal, but they called me Billy Steele because I used to come in there with all the jewelry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the second time, so that violated my probation. Then they gave me intensive probation. And after they gave me the intensive probation, I wasn't out but 6 months and got caught with a smoking gun. We went and did some shit, and on the way back to go put the guns up, the police get on us, they catch me with the gun, and I went to the penitentiary after that.
They got you for the gun, but not the crime?
Yeah, they got me for the UUW, the discharging of the firearm. Ain't nobody get hit, you know what I'm saying? So we went through a little area and we did some shooting. They caught me with the gun. Nobody got hit, so they just get you with the discharge of a firearm. So that was a blessing. That was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a blessing. That was God. That was God trying to warn me, and I still didn't take heed to that. So they gave me 2 years. I did my time and came home from that, and still didn't chill. You know what I'm saying? Got right back out and right back at it again. You know what I'm saying? And before you knew it, I'm locked up for a drug conspiracy on Keystone and Thomas. We had a joint out west on Keystone and Thomas, making $10,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? But I had a 6-month run. They raided me. They raided the house. There's 24 of us on the case. 20 people turned states on me. So I ended
20
up,
people.
20 people. That's when I knew it was over with.
Out of 24?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's when I knew the streets was over with for me. Because the first time I was locked up, my daughter was born while I was locked up. Second time, my baby mother was pregnant with my son. When I came home, he was almost 4 years old. I did like 4 years and some change on that. And then I came home from that, and then that's when I got into the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that, 20 people. What were you thinking when that happened?
This shit over with. It's over. Ain't no loyalty in these streets. Like people are telling you to come home. Don't nobody want to be locked up away from their families. And I realized that. I looked at it like I wasn't upset about it. I took it as a lesson learned. It's like I'm glad I got locked up for that instead of some of the other things that we had done. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, while I was locked up for that, the feds was investigating my team. So when I came home, I wasn't home but a few months, and the feds had picked up a bunch of the guys in the same mob, the guys that I was running with every day. So, I would have been going on a Fed case. Some of those guys still locked up, and that was 16, 17 years ago. And they still locked up on those same charges. So I could have been gone all that time from 15 years ago and still been gone. So that time was a blessing for me.
You hear a lot about the GDs and BDs in Chicago.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the Vice Lords. Is it like like in Cali, people get jumped in? Is it like that out here?
Nah, hell no. Ain't no jumping in no gang. Back in the day, used to. You know what I'm saying? Then you used to get blessed in. But nowadays, really, It ain't even about the gang now. Now these shorties got clicks, so it's clicks. Like people hear about the BDs and the GDs, but it be a lot of clicks within that too. Like you might hear about one guy click, and it ain't just BDs. Like you might have somebody like with Lil Durk, his face, but it'd be like some MCs with him, some Stones with him, some Vice Lord with him, some GDs with him. I know some GDs that's with him. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even about the gang culture now. It's more so the clicks, who you click with. They clicking now. You know, so you might hear about TNG or CL or Hood Rich or Dog Pound or, Low Life or Brick Squad. You hear about clicks. You know what I'm saying? More so than a GD or BD or Vice Lord or Stone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's old school to them, but that's what I grew up on, and that's what I believed in, and still believe in to a certain extent. Like, when you was in it for real, it's still a part of you. Like, even though I don't gang bang and I'm not a part of that life no more, that shit still is embedded in me. That's a part of me. You know what I'm saying? It'll forever be a part of me. So like when I see certain people disrespect it, sometimes it still bother me sometimes when I see it. But I take it with a grain of salt and I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm past that point in my life. But it's still, I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't bother me or it ain't mean nothing to me. Because that Mafia Insane, we stood for that for a long time and lost a lot of people because of that. So it's like I can never turn my back on that or ever just say fuck that. It's a part of me. It's who I am. It's a part of my DNA. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to go back to the snitching thing. Did any of these guys ever take the stand on you?
No, I copped out. I had a lawyer. They wanted to give me 15 years, and my lawyer knew the judge. He was like that. So they ended up giving me 7 years instead of the 15 years. So that was a blessing. That was my last blessing that I realized, like, this is God giving me another break. Now, if I fuck this up, then I deserve to be sitting in jail for life. You know what I'm saying? And that was at that point when I knew that I'm going to change my life and do something for the better.